Hey there, it's another Frauds Fairy card, and we got the Oakman. These guys are seriously awesome. I kind of consider Mick the Maya-Monster, Geo the Slow, and the Oakman kind of a trinity. I find they often work together in someone's reading or their life at the same time. They tend to show up frequently together, I've noticed. And that's for me, it's for the few other people that I work with this deck with. You tend to see this little trio of Mick the Maya-Monster, Geo the Slow, and the Oakman all kind of come together at the same time. And they all work really well together, which is, I think, part of it, because Mick the Maya-Monster is like, all the signs are coming everywhere. Geo the Slow, slow and steady, get it done. And the Oakmen, in a lot of ways, are about perspective. And I'm going to go get a drink of water because I got a tickle. Oh my goodness, serious tickle in the throat. Hopefully the sparkle water will take care of that tickle. So, the Oakmen themselves. So, they are strength, ancient wisdom, and depth. These guys are not about surface level values or sky. I like how that looks. It's gone. They go deep. They dig deep into the matter, into the subject. They want to know what's below the surface. And you know when they're showing up that you need to keep looking, that you need to keep going a little bit deeper. This is not a card of superficiality. You want to learn from things from the past and be very deliberate in you go. So, like, an example of something like Oakman energy is, as a kid, I was pretty cerebral. So if you told me something, not to do something, and I thought you sounded like a reasonable adult thing not to do, I would listen to you. And also when my cousin cut her hair herself, because it never works out well when you're 3, 4, somewhere, you know, you get those scissors. And you cut the hair, and it's always the front. No, it goes like in the back, where you can at least hide it a little. It's always right up here. She did a hatchet job on her hair with some scissors, and I remember looking at her. She's a year older than me. And I looked at her, and I thought to myself, nope, do not cut own hair. This is a bad idea, unless you want to look like you cut your own hair. That was very much my process, and I remember I was pretty young, and I remember kind of thinking, hell no. Not necessarily in those words, but like, don't do that. Bad idea. The Oakman would encourage you to learn that lesson without having to cut your own hair and look like that until it grows out. So there's also this aspect of learning that goes with the Oakman and taking it deeper, and not just, you know, and also learning from your past, from other people's experiences. Doesn't necessarily have to be your own experience. You can learn from someone else's folly, much like the hair. And I'm like, you're gonna do that, man. I clearly remember thinking, oh my God, no, I'm not gonna cut my own hair. I don't want to look like that. And I never did, because I didn't want that outcome. So there's that aspect of it too, but it's also that dig deep. You know, is it what you really think it is? Or have you not even taken the time to know it? You're just like, yeah, I think that's that shit. And and you're running on like not knowing, because you haven't really paid attention to it. You haven't really looked at it other than at a surface level. So what happens when these guys are contradicted, when they're upside down? You just need to bring in a different perspective. And that's the pretty cool thing about this card. And some of the other cards too. The Topsy-Turvets are another one. There's the Topsy-Turvets. They're on the back of all the cards. They're also a card. Yeah. And the Oakmen have that same quality. So up or down? Which way? It both makes sense. It's just a little different way of viewing everything. So there's also an aspect of perspective that comes in with this card. And do you need to look at things from completely different way? Stand it on its head, put it sideways, spin it around, see what it has to tell you. And that's also part of going below the surface. What does it have to tell you? Maybe it's not making sense like this. It's often like faces. You're doing drawing faces, and I can't ever remember which hand. You have a bias geared to your dominant hand. And it shows up in how you draw the face. One side will be more full than the other, and that's due to your dominant hand. And I can't ever remember which side is supposed to be more full. But it does happen. Do it all the time. You know what I do? So, face too full, I turn it upside down. Because your brain no longer sees, like, I'm creating a face. It's eyes, nose, and mouth. It changes the perspective of it, quite literally. And it changes how your brain sees that face on the page. And it's easier to get rid of that. That one side is a little too full when you flip it upside down. And so that's like what the Oakman's doing. They're encouraging you to use your brain in a different way. So your brain, your thought patterns can be a bit disrupted. And you can see it in a whole different pattern and see it in a different way, to take that different way deeper than you did before. Yeah. They're really awesome to work with. Geo, Mick, the Oakman, super gentle cards. All very kind, all very sweet. They're not going to hide your keys or anything fun like that. They're just, I see this guys and I'm like, oh, I just love you when they show up for me. And certain cards you're going to find you have like this affinity to, that you're just like, oh, I love you. You're just so, ugh. And there is a point where those three cards were always showing up. So see things differently and take it deep with the Oakman. Alrighty, everyone. Have a wonderful day and go out there and be the love in the world. Bye-bye.